be strong even when I am scared. I take all of my fear and throw them into the air. I have a power in me every day, and I call on my lion to help me be brave.
Yeah, that's L. Stephen Taylor reading a page out of his new book titled Sammy and His Lion. Taylor is mostly known for his record-breaking run as Mufasa in The Lion King on Broadway. He's also a former pre-K teacher turned father who truly believes that theater can change hearts, minds, and lives. Taylor's hoping to help young children build confidence in his new book.
L. Stephen Taylor, thank you so much for joining us to tell us all about your new book today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I love your setup. Tell us, as a former pre-K teacher turned actor, you're a husband and father. What was your motivation behind writing Sammy and His Lion?
So it was literally all of those things. I'm currently in the Broadway production of The Lion King here in New York, and I'm coming up on my 20th anniversary with the show. And as I looked back at all of the things that contributed to that 20-year journey, I really wanted to do something that just kind of encompassed and really reflected the time and everything that went into those 20 years. So my time as a pre-K teacher, and I love to read to my students. That was one of my favorite things to do, and kind of set the tone for me actually wanting to pursue acting professionally. My time as a father went into writing this book. Of course, my time with The Lion King on Broadway and the role of playing the role of Mufasa went into there, and then just my experiences as a kid myself. I kind of view myself as Sammy, who's there behind me, and this is just kind of reflective of my childhood and the childhood that I hope that I provided for my son too.
Well, you just touched upon it a little bit, but let's talk about your time as Mufasa in The Lion King on Broadway. You had a record-breaking run, over 20 years on that stage. Can you tell us what it was like to grow up as an actor, and really what theater has meant to you over the years?
Yeah, it really gave me an outlet. I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and in a really underserved community. And so discovering theater became really kind of a really important part of me having an outlet to kind of escape my day-to-day reality. And as I grew, I learned how to not really run from the things that, I was experiencing every day, but kind of put that into my performances. And Lion King is one of those things. Stepping into that role when I was a young father, I like to say that I always felt like I was a kid playing in daddy's clothes. The role just felt super epic. Stepping into the shoes of the people who played the role before me, James Earl Jones. I kind of felt like, would I ever really be able to encompass the gravitas that goes with this? But then I just boiled it down, and kind of utilized the things that I learned growing up. And it's like, at the heart of Mufasa, he's just a dad who wants to do right by his son and the people who depend on him in his community. And those are things that are important to me. So those are things that I really hope to reflect in my role and my performance as Mufasa.
Well, and you mentioned how theater was an outlet for you. Obviously, reading is an outlet for so many young children, and you're hoping that this book will really help kids develop self-confidence. How do you think it does that?
So this is the first book. Sammy and His Lion is the first book that will be a series of books. And in this first book, Sammy is this 6-year-old kid, and he's having some anxiety about his first day of school. All the things that come with that. Are the kids going to be mean? Or is his teacher going to be mean? Is he going to have too much homework? He just gets a little overwhelmed. And so his dad then notices this and figures that that's the perfect time to introduce Sammy to the family's secret tradition on how to summon his inner lion as a metaphor for dealing with and tackling anything that he might be afraid of, or all of the adversity that he might face. So that's Sammy in this first book learns how to channel his inner lion. And then the subsequent books that will follow, Sammy's going to learn how to use his lion to help other kids to deal with bullying situations, to talk about fear of maybe going to the dentist, those types of things that everybody can relate to. And it does it through the power of imagination, which I feel like is one of the most important tools that we have access to in dealing with fear and overcoming anxiety.
Oh, absolutely. You know, students in the Boston area just went back to school, and we know that these first few weeks can certainly be a challenge for them, especially when it comes to building that self-confidence among their peers. Is there a situation that you could share with some of our viewers from the book that maybe will draw them in, that they could really relate to just give them a little insight into what they'll see if they purchase this?
I would love to. Yeah, there's actually a little mantra that Sammy's dad teaches him that actually gives him his secret power and lets him utilize it. And it says, I can be strong even when I am scared. I take all of my fear and throw them into the air. I have a power in me every day, and I call on my lion to help me be brave. And when Sammy does that, Sammy is able to access his inner lion.
Oh.
And so that is what happens. And so when Sammy is in his lion form, he feels like he can do anything. But I think it's also important to note that one of the most important things that we tackle in this book is that just because you are afraid, it doesn't mean that you can't also be brave, that you can't do things. And I'm hoping that this book gives kids the tools to, to face their fears, but also not shove it down, to know that they can, do new things and also use their voice. And understand that they have that power, that it's already inside of them. So that's what I'm hoping that this book gives kids the tools to do.
Oh my gosh, I already love it. I love the meaning behind the book. I love how colorful it is and just how it's written. You know that it's going to catch on with kids so quickly. Please tell us how and where parents can find this book.
Sure. You can go to sammyandhislion.com and purchase the book there, or you can find it wherever you buy books. Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, anywhere that you buy books. Or you can I'm on Broadway 8 times a week in New York. If you come to New York, if you happen to be there, they are selling this book in the gallery at the theater, the Minskoff Theater, and I'll sign it for you at the stage door if we happen to meet. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, now everyone is going to be heading to New York. Quick drive from Boston. Thank you so much for chatting with us today, and we look forward to reading it.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.